Hey everybody, it's Jasmine Love from Rhythm and Praise and Enjoying Your Faith Ministries. Welcome to the Jasmine Love Podcast. So, has God given you a vision or an idea or even some type of venture that finally gives you the opportunity to serve the kingdom in a way that aligns with your passion? So yeah, whether that's a blog, a YouTube channel, a podcast, which I would love to help you with, a nonprofit organization, some type of women's ministry, your music career, a boutique, whatever it may be, even if it's just going back to school. God has given you a God vision, and so you're excited about it, you're eager about it, and you are looking forward to getting into that entrepreneur mindset. So you start doing your research, you start strategizing, you start looking at others who may be doing something similar, and then you also start to look at your already busy life. You start to look at how much it's going to cost you, how much time and dedication it's going to take, and you like, whoa, I don't know about all of this. Look, do not feel bad about it. When you start to view and dissect a spiritual vision with your natural eye, pursuit of that thing is going to seem a little overwhelming. You start to realize, like, this thing is going to cost you. And before you know it, you start to feel like this is going to cost more than you may be able to spend right now. Whether that's time, whether that's money, whether that's a commitment, whatever it is, you realize this is going to be a different type of investment. You're going to have to level up. But you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I still going to say yes, no matter what this costs me? I'm Jasmine Love from Enjoy Your Faith Ministries and Rhythm and Praise Radio, and I hope that you'll join me for this 3-part series in which we'll talk about pursuing your calling no matter the cost. Investment. The cost of your calling is designed to encourage and provide both spiritual and practical insight or even support to people like me who have been given a God vision that's going to require them to level up. Whatever level up means to you, it's going to cost you to make a commitment. It's going to cost you to have the faith enough to sow a seed into your own ministry. That investment, yes, we are going to get past all those doubts, all those fears, and step proudly and confidently in Christ into the things that we may feel maybe a little bit out of our league. So we'll talk about sustaining during leaps of faith, being okay with learning as you go, baby. You don't have to know it all today, okay? Also realizing the fact that God is the ultimate business partner or even accountability partner. We'll go through some biblical principles and help you understand that this vision is really a calling. And we'll also go through some practical applications like digital marketing techniques, brand messaging, and maybe even some fundraising strategies to help you get started. Now, I'm not saying I am an expert in digital marketing, but I do have some things that may help you feel a bit more comfortable in either taking the first step or taking what you've already started a little bit further. Because, you know, it's one thing to accept your calling. It's something totally different to walk into it, to pursue it. This series is more so designed to encourage those who have God visions that's going to basically require them to do a bit more than they were anticipating. And you got scared, yes. Or even for those, like I said earlier, who are already knee deep into the pursuit of their God vision, and now they're having hesitations about taking it to the next level or staying the course because they've realized that, whoa, this is going to take a lot of investment out of me. It doesn't matter if this is ministry related or strictly business. This all relates. For those of you who have a God vision that's not directly ministry related, I don't want you to be discouraged by that. Some people may feel like, oh, I gotta do ministry full time, and you can be a Christian business owner or a business owner that's a Christian and still find ways to do the work and incorporate your Christian values even in non-ministry related atmospheres, which that sounds like it could be a whole nother series. But the point is, don't be afraid if God has given you an idea that is not hardcore ministry. Now, And I'm only about to say this next part because I've seen a whole lot of it going on my timeline. This is not, okay? This is not one of those master classes where we will be doing a sales pitch at the end and asking you to buy a product so that you can learn more on how to do what God has told you to do. Nah, this is honestly and straight up just me sharing notes from my devotion time with God and a lot of the things that are honestly helping me in this season with taking the next step. You know, a lot of people who follow my ministry and follow my career, you may feel like I don't have no problem saying yes to God and making those investments no matter what the cost may be. But the truth is, Hunte, especially as I get older, I'm a little bit more hard-headed. Like, I don't know what it is, but we all gonna get past that, right? So for those of you who know me, you already know I'm a new mother. I'm practically still a newlywed, and God is pouring so much into me, and I am really looking at him right now like, how? Like, what you expect me to do? How? When am I supposed to have time for it? And so now I'm starting to overthink if now is the time to make certain financial investments. Is now really the time to make certain time commitments? How am I going to manage my time with a newborn at home, a husband at home, all while working a full-time job? You know, all of these things just start coming at you left and right. All the reasons to say no. There's always a reason to say no. And if we dwell on that, like my husband always tells me, baby, you're going to talk yourself out of it. We all have to stop overthinking, stop worrying about what it's going to take, how many followers we need to have, if people are really going to support it, if things are going to work out, and just say yes to God. Accept the offer at any cost. Though God is calling us to strategize and, do the work to make the vision come to pass, we don't have to overanalyze it. Here's the honest truth. Some of us, we just want to know too much. We're control freaks. We want it to be black and white. It has to make sense. We want the blueprint. We want to know what's about to happen. We want to know the good, the bad, the ugly before we say yes. We want to know who's going to help us. Where's the money going to come from? What types of challenges are ahead? How do I prepare for them? How am I going to file my taxes if I open up a business? You want to know all these things that's coming before you. But honestly, if we step back and sit our tails down and think about it, do you think we can really handle the truth? Yes, the vision is beautiful. We can see it clearly. We can see ourselves leading millions to Christ and creating music that will inspire breakthrough for the masses. We are excited about this thing. Finally a Christian clothing line that doesn't leave people looking naked all the time. You can still be fly and saved. We can see the big vision. Yeah, I want to do a change in my career path so that I can really help people the way I feel like I've been created to. It looks good. And God gives us that beautiful vision, but if he gave you a preview or a glimpse of the other side, like the trials and tribulations that will come in the future of your next big step, would you still say yes? And it's crazy to me because we overthink this thing so bad. Like, we take risk on some of the dumbest things. And I do mean the dumbest things in life. But we act like chickens when God calls us out to do a thing as if he's going to lead us wrong. We take dumb job offers and we know it's going to be some mess. We know it's going to be some hardships on the job. We know there's going to be a lack of resources, but we take the job. Because you are praying and you are confident and you hope that the good or the pay or whatever is going to outweigh the bad. We get into dumb relationships. Baby, we are all guilty of entering into relationships that we know good and well. Baby, that was not going to work. That man, sis, that man is not heaven sent. But you have hope in the big picture. You hope that things will change. You'll work through it. You'll invest into this relationship so that it can be that thing that fulfills you. We take dumb risk on stuff like that. We take dumb risk on purchasing things good and well you can't afford. We take risk on partaking in activities that we are really gambles on your life. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know. But I've taken some foolish risk in life. So if we can take risk on such foolish things, why are we backing down from pursuing a God-given thing? A God-given thing meaning it's destiny. It has some assurance to it. Look, it's okay to be a risk taker. Jesus was a risk taker. The difference was Jesus knew all he'd have to go through. See, God gave him that glimpse. He understood the challenge ahead. He knew that he'd be hated on, betrayed by those close to him, that people wouldn't believe in his ministry, that he'd be talked about, made fun of, that his style was one of a kind, so people may not fully understand it. Does this sound familiar? He knew that there were going to be some drought seasons, some times where things weren't looking too promises, that people wouldn't believe in him anymore. He knew it was going to take some early mornings, some praying, and some fasting. He knew he'd had to make the ultimate sacrifice in order to fulfill the calling, and that even after fulfilling the calling, those he died for, those he did all of this for, that they would still turn their backs on him. Yet he still pursued. He still pushed forward. He stayed committed anyhow. He accepted the offer at any cost. He remained about his Father's business no matter the strain. That type of love is an investment, and we have to use that. The model of Christ, that has to be our model as we say yes to our God visions. Will you remain about your Father's business no matter the cost? Jesus paid the ultimate price by accepting the mission, and now it's our turn. Now it's your turn. And then on the flip side of all of this, because it's like, I be thinking, don't we know there will be sacrifice involved? We don't have the ability to foresee exactly what that sacrifice would be. So what if, just what if we're fueling ourselves with doubt and fear about things that may not even come to pass? Like, that ain't even your storyline. Yes, every adventure has its challenges, but what you think may be your obstacle may not even come to pass for you. Don't talk yourself out of pursuing a God vision based on your own false realities. You have what it takes, love. You can say yes. You may not have it all figured out, and this may be out of your league. Great. God is allowing you to level up and expose your mind to new opportunities and new possibilities, and to meet different people, and to position you, oh baby, for greatness. I really pray that this series helps you get to a place of confidence to invest in yourself, to invest in the vision, and most importantly, invest into the kingdom. Whatever that looks like, whether it's a financial investment, whether it is a time commitment, whatever the cost is, you know what that cost is for you. Greatness does not come cheap. You are valuable, and what's inside of you is valuable. So say yes, no matter what the cost is. But as you say yes, because I'm not trying to get you all hyped up, I do have some homework for you, because I can't lead you to, say yes, and then you be like, child, why you ain't tell me about XYZ? Be real with yourself. Do some homework or your journal, or even meditate on it. But I do want you to write it down. Why are you saying yes? Not based off of what I'm saying, but what does this calling mean to you in your relationship with God? What does this calling mean to the kingdom of God? Because there are going to be some times, there are going to be some valley experiences. There are going to be those moments, honey, like I just had before I turned this mic on today, that you're like, okay, why am I about to do this again? I don't feel like it. I would prefer to go get some sleep. You're going to have to remember your why. The times when people aren't supporting you like you thought they would, the times where things aren't working the way you thought it would, the times when you're hit with unexpected expenses, you're going to have to remember your why, because your why has to always be bigger. And so though it's great for you as a reminder, it is also good, to use pieces of that in your brand messaging as people are learning more about you, your product, your service, your business, or whatever it is that you're going to be offering. Look, this video, podcast, whatever you want to call it, this is part 1 of a 3-part series. In part 2, we're going to dig into some biblical and spiritual inspirations to help you build your foundation. Yes, baby, you're going to get a good old word. And in part 3, we're going to take a more practical look at some introductory digital marketing techniques.